insert data analysis toolpick, you go to File, Options, Add-ins, then right here in Add-ins box, click Go so that you can pick up whatever the add-ins you wanted. Then you're going to click OK. Then it'll put it into this, this toolbar somewhere. But it should be under, it must be under Data tab, so that you can click Data Analysis. From this all statistics, we're going to use the regression. OK. And what's the output you're going to have? Well, I can select from the top, that's fine. Oops. Input. So you're going to select input and output. Then we're going to show the output where you're going to show the current worksheets or new worksheets, right? Depending on where you're going to show it. Okay. Then you're going to, don't worry about those residuals, all those beautiful stuff. You don't have to click those stuff. Then you're going to click OK, and that's what you're going to see right here. Right here, only this part. Okay. So the main thing we're going to look at is just intercept and the A, right, slope, so that we can confirm this is correct, right? So we don't have to worry about this because this is not statistical analysis. What is another way to confirm this, whether our linear equation is correct or not? We have template. I don't know how many of you look at those templates because it's given by the publisher. So publisher created templates for each chapter so that you don't have to run all this to get the answer. Of course, all those steps you need to show, but they're going to give you an answer right away because they create a template, which is, they call it right here, they named it Stevenson 2024 Excel template chapter 3. Okay, that's under chapter 3 in GoView. So these are the examples of we have engaged in this chapter. So for example, regression, we just had it, right? So you want to click on regression so that you can insert the values for X, values for output. Then it's going to show plot right away. And it's going to show slope and intercept right away, just like that. Then you can go back by click here. And let's say you want to do different calculation. For example, you want to do weighted moving average. Same thing, you want to enter input, then you're going to enter output, or just actual data or forecast data. So that it'll show the weighted moving average. So that's all there so that you can get quickly the answer, but it doesn't show all those step-by-step of calculating slope and intercept. Okay. And in terms of how you're going to calculate B and A, so A is also given as a formula just like that. B also can be calculated. Where those numbers come from, these are the just, let me show you the formula. So what we need is those sum, right? Sum of t, sum of y, sum of ty, sum of t squared, right? So that we can plug into this formula. Okay. And there you're going to get, whatever the answer, which is 18.98, which is close to 19, and the other one is 2.208.44, which confirms, this two numbers that we ran from the data analysis. Then next thing you need to do is just plug in numbers, right? Plug in to this calculation so that you can show the, extend it, right? Just plug into linear equation so that you have a number for the 20 weeks and 21 weeks. Right? So that was the question one. Just, you can stop me if you have any questions, okay? So if you don't have any questions on question one and question two, here's the question itself. So we are interested in air travel. So looking at passengers by each week, we have 18 weeks. So again, we're going to forecast, upcoming weeks using this data set. So again, we're going to do it didn't say which method you need to use to explain why average technique is not appropriate. So just try to use the average, weighted average, or other types of average and see whether it works. If it's not working, then you need to use other methods. One example would be linear equation, right? So we set up moving average and just run it and just add them up, divide by 18, then you get 440, just like that. And just look at, we can talk about this, whether this is good estimation for, upcoming weeks. Because the number increase, then decrease a little bit, again increase. So definitely is increasing trend, but somehow stop at 440 doesn't reflect the trend, right? Trend is just going up, as you can see. So we can say this is not a good method to use because it doesn't reflect the trend of moving up. So we can try a linear equation. So just use the same method. You can show the plot, then you can add a linear equation on the chart. Then you calculate slope and intercept. Then you just plug in number to the equation model, linear equation model for 19, 20, 21. And what's the number, by the way, then? Yeah, let me. Okay, 484, 488. Then 21 week will be 493. So again, it's reflect the upward trend, right? Because that's what we have seen. It's going up, especially from like a week 10, just going up all the way. So this I think this shows same trend because it's definitely going up. So I think it's a pretty good match reflecting trend. So it's much better than simple moving average or weighted average. All right. Any question about this? We good?
Yes.
All right. Question 3. Question 3 is not linear equation anymore. So we have a data set for, what was that this set? Oh, okay, tourist. Okay. So they have all these customers come in terms of tourist because they are running tourist center. They have the number for 6 weeks, but when they try to measure the average so that they can kind of coordinate their employees to meet how many customers coming in what day. So we need to forecast, the correct number as much. So they have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. On the weekends, they try to see the average. Okay. So we want to see the seasonal relatives, meaning that where there is any seasonal anomalies, okay, meaning is whether it's Friday has a more customers coming in than average or trend. Saturday is the day just people more than other days, or Sundays most popular day compared to other days. So that's why we are looking at seasonal relatives. Okay. So we're going to have to use the centered moving average. Centered moving average is a little different from other average method because it's number of steps we need to go through. So typically what people do is they just use the template because template will just calculate right away. But I want to show the calculations because we still need to know how those steps will go through to find the standard moving average. Okay, so here is the data set I set up into Excel. Probably look a little bit smaller for your screen. So I arrange into vertical way, but our data set originally is arranging it in kind of horizontal way, right? Horizontally. But I think this is the better way so that you can calculate moving total and standard moving average and all that. So that's the week 1, week 2. So each week we have 3 days on weekends. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to measure the center, which is middle. But we have only 3 days, which is kind of easier. But if you have a 4 days, that's kind of tricky. So where is the center for 4 days? If you're doing like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then it will be between Friday and Saturday, right? So it's not easy to do. But since we have only 3 days, pretty easy because middle is just Saturday, right? So this is easier than when we have even numbers, okay? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to, first of all, those 3 columns are given, right? That we're going to calculate moving total, which is adding 3 numbers, okay? Previous period, current period, next period. Okay, so this is the number. Okay, same thing. For Sunday, first week, we're gonna add those 3 numbers again. Previous one, current one, next one. So we keep doing that. Okay, so that's why we have in moving total. Okay, so that's the first step. So right here. Second step, now we need to calculate standard moving average. Okay, so that now we have those number moving total, then we need to divide by 3. So take this number, which is 565, divide by 3, because we have 3 periods. Same thing. Right here, we take a moving total, divide by 3 again. So we keep doing that again all the way down. So this is the center moving average. Okay. So they named it, this column particularly for this method. But we are not done. So since we have now standard moving average, now we need to find the ratio. So this ratio is kind of tell us whether we are above or below the trend. So 1 is the, 100% or same. If you're going over 1, then you're doing better because it's above 100%. If you're going below 1, then you are underperform. So that's how it's going to tell. Okay. So the way we're going to calculate this, the ratio, which is in this example, take sales, then divide by the standard moving average we just calculated. Okay, so take sale, divide by moving average. Okay, so this will give us this ratio. So we try to see the trend, the current trend, by using moving average as well as current sale, right? So this is a ratio that you can tell. Then we keep doing that again. Again, take the sales, divide by standard moving average, then you have all the ratios, right? Next thing is pretty simple. So we're going to do the average for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So each day, then we take all those Fridays number, divide by how many? 5. So this is the formula. The sum of all that Friday ratio, then you divide by 5. Then it'll give you, a ratio for all Fridays. So in this example, we have less than 1, meaning that this is underperform, right? Meaning that we have a less number of visitors on Friday, like 21% less, approximately, right? Then same calculation for Saturdays is add all those Saturdays ratio and divide by 6 this time because we have 6 Saturdays this time, okay? Then that will give us 1.34, telling us that we have more customers or visitors on Saturday because it's above 1, at least 34%, right? And Sunday is again, that's below 1, so meaning that we have less customers on Sunday compared to on Saturday. So you can tell that Saturday is the most busiest day for this center by looking at this ratio. Right? So that's what we call standard moving average. But I think the question asks also simple average method. Simple average method is really simple. So you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This time I'm going to lay out just like that for each week. I think that's easier to calculate. Or you can do it vertically. That's fine too. Okay. So for Friday, I'm going to just find the average. So add them up, divide by 6. Okay, that's why we have it here. Saturday, same thing, add them up, divide by 6. Sunday, do the same thing. Okay. Then this is the average for those 3 days. Okay. So add them up, then divide by 3 days because it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's kind of overall average what we can call it. Okay. Then we need to find the ratio. So here we go. Take that. Then we need to divide by, take Friday's average. Then we need to divide by grand mean, meaning that grand mean is just sum of all this number, or how many? 18 numbers, then divide by 18. So that's the grand mean. That's what they call. So you find the mean of all those 16 numbers, 18 numbers, then that's where we're going to use it to find seasonal relative. So we're going to take a season average for Friday, then divide by grand mean we just found. So that's why we have it here. Okay. H3 divided by G40. So that ratio is kind of same kind of ratio we found here, right? Because it's we're going to use the 1 as a middle number. So it's going below for Friday. Saturday is above. It's very similar as the other one we just found, right? Then Sunday is pretty close again. So I guess they are pretty matching results. We are getting from standard moving average and simple average in this example. Okay. But if you use template right here, what is that template? Here you go, seasonal relatives. Okay. If you click seasonal relatives, then you're going to get the answer right away. Okay. But you need to plug in all those numbers. I didn't plug in yet, but that's how you're going to play with here. Okay. All right, so the other question is, now we have those two methods calculated, but somehow the results are almost same, right? They are very much identical, but why do we think it's pretty close together? As you can see, moving average calculations are pretty complicated because you need to add a standard moving average play into the calculation, but this one is pretty straightforward because it's like a finding average. But if you read the textbook, I think somewhere like page 98, 99 talks about the trend is pretty mild in this example. I think we can see from here. Yeah. If you see each day, that's not really significant increase or decrease, especially Sunday, right? If you look at it. And also we have only a few weeks, right? So if you have like so many weeks, 10, 20, 30 weeks, it makes difference, I believe. But since we have only a few weeks, we are using only 3 days, and there's a very little differences between just using simple versus standard moving average. And also, the increase decrease is pretty mild. So that's what basically the conclusion of those two methods by comparing. All right. So I guess that's the last question for the assignment. So do we have any questions? We good?
I'm good.
All right. Anybody else? Any other questions? Anything at all? That's fine.
Dr. Park, I had a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Will we be able to have scratch paper during the exam?
No, I can't say it again.
Scratch paper
Scratch paper?
during the exam.
You can
I know we'll have Excel, but
yes, no scratch paper is just Excel.
okay. All right, thank you.
Sure. Anybody else? Questions?
No, everything pretty explanatory.
All right. And just don't hesitate if you have any questions. Just give me an email or just you can set up Teams meeting, or you can come by my office even if you are on campus. All right?
So the Excel will be linked into the exam, or do we open our own Excel? Because sometimes ProctorU isn't very clear.
You can, because I'm running another course, they're using Excel as well, so I assume you can open it yourself. Yes. Actually, Excel and Word, to be safe. Any other questions?
I think we're good. Thanks so much.
Okay, great. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Good night,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you. You too.
Good night.